Hmm.
adrenaline in my soul. Every fight out of control. Do it all to get them off their feet. Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home.
All right, I'm gonna start with my grade of this match, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it 5 toilet paper rolls. Thank you very much.
You might as well just throw it all over there.
Yes.
You might as well flood the toilet, clog it up.
Oh, we're clogging it up. All right. So,
If you guys didn't know, what I was singing was the entrance song. I hope we don't get copyrighted.
that would be something because we'd have to match that pitch perfectly. And you were close.
But
Very close.
this was Seth Rollins versus an opponent chosen by Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and he ended up choosing. Which it's funny that there was no like there's no nothing to do with Vince choosing it,
Actually,
but
about
it
as
ended up
far to
being
do with Vince as
right. But it ended up being Cody Rhodes made his prodigal son made his return back to WWE, and yeah, I mean, it's a good song. Um,
what a difference. Like Cody from like he did have a pretty good match with oh, what's his name? The ladder match shortly before he left. Young kid in AEW.
oh,
Uh
Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara.
Right.
I kept saying
I thought,
Sammy, but I kept saying Zayn. Wait, wait. So to here's the thing. We can say that there was no story built up to this match, and that it's in sense it's true, but we also
oh,
had
oh,
uh yeah, we knew Cody was coming. Although I like that they introduced a little bit of doubt when it came down to it's like, well, maybe Cody's not going to sign. I'm like,
oh yeah, oh for sure.
that was awesome. It was great to see Cody back. It was great, but more importantly, Seth and Cody had an impeccable match, man.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
I like how Seth Rollins was toying with Cody, and I like how he talks shit about "Welcome to my house,"
Hmm.
all that shit.
Welcome to the big leagues, bitch.
Big leagues, that's right. Welcome to the big leagues, bitch. That was great. That was great.
Mhm.
And it was good to see Cody. It was more importantly, it was good to see. I think for me, what kind of got it over. I mean, I don't know if they made any mistakes. I didn't keep notes, but from now on, I'm actually going to try to keep some notes.
Yeah,
Actually, move for move.
there's
Um,
one and that was when he Cody jumped off the top rope and kind of did like a moonsault, but then it kind of looked like it was
it was like a
twisting,
halfway
uh,
moonsault
twisting.
splash.
Yeah, it just didn't look right.
But
That's
but
the only thing that know.
yeah, but I
Hmm.
did I didn't even chalk that up to a mistake. It could also be that it's like I'm biased
Hmm.
because it was good to see Cody back with WWE.
Hmm.
But for me, what got it from 4 to 5, was the fact that there really wasn't a story, although there was a lot of hype for Cody, even if they try to keep it under wraps.
Hmm.
So sometimes you don't. I'm starting to realize that you don't need a story; you just need hype. uh,
Yeah.
um, and I don't know, man. Just watching those two go at it, like they really, like they wanted it, man. That's what it looked like. It looked they really just fucking wanted it, and Cody wanted it, and Seth wanted it, and but what really got me, what got it over the top to five toilet paper rolls, and I don't give five toilet paper rolls easily. Let me just put that out there, even though this is the very first show where we're really officially giving out toilet paper rolls. Was that Cody is no longer running away from his family. He's no longer running away from his dad.
Hmm.
That's what it
Yeah.
felt like. It felt like with
Yeah.
Stardust.
Well, that was the biggest thing was he he talks about it freely, and he kind of mentioned it from the Raw after.
Yeah.
But he when he left, he hit Cody Rhodes. He was more under the shadow of his father and his brother
Yeah.
Goldust. But like Cody with when Cody was with Ted DiBiase and Orton,
Hmm.
that was decent. Um, and then Cody Rhodes did his whole dashing Rhodes, and I kind of fell out a little bit of watching during that time, so I kind of missed a little bit of that. Um, and then the whole Stardust thing. I didn't mind Stardust because I'm into the characters. So I know a lot of people hated it. Cody hated it, and like I understand why. So it wasn't whatever. But he left, and he made he made himself. He
Mm.
solidified the point where he can go anywhere, and he is going to stay the same gimmick.
Yeah.
He's Cody Rhodes. Like he's that's Cody Rhodes. He's not going to change Cody Rhodes. Like he cemented himself and his gimmick, and not many people can do that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. He went. He left. You're right. He left. He proved himself,
yeah,
and he came back. And I think there may be very few things that WWE likes more than that.
right.
Um, and dude, it was just awesome to see a little Dusty at the end there with the elbow. Um, and I just knew it. Like I knew it right then and there when he did that. I was like, oh shit, man. Like Cody made it. He fucking made it. So
Yeah,
I really do believe that he is for sure um gonna be feuding for the whatever the unified title eventually. He probably win it next WrestleMania, barring injury and stuff.
yeah. I mean, and that storyline alone. I mean, not now you're bringing the name into it.
Hmm.
You got I know I'm gonna butcher it, but you got the Anawai family, and you got the Rhodes family. Like it's just like you have something to build on there. You have the opportunity to, in a way, have Dusty Rhodes finally win a heavyweight championship. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and to do it through Cody. Like that story alone is gonna
is
boost. You know,
huge.
Cody's to the top.
Yes.
And a lot of people were questioning it. Now it's just a matter of the stepping stones have been there, and now it's like, okay, do it. And we'll see. It's been less than a week, so
Yeah.
but a lot of people like had that fear of them pushing him right back to mid card. Like he's not gonna be the top. No, he's gonna like Cody with what he did when he left, creating himself. Not only that, but he also created leverage for himself to if he's gonna go anywhere, and if he's actually gonna go somewhere, probably gonna be on more of his terms than theirs.
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it. Um, Now, one comment that I heard, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I
Mm-hmm.
just so with him going to AEW, starting up AEW pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
um, and he was at the top there. The
Mm-hmm.
more and more people that AEW got, the farther down the pecking order Cody went. I can totally understand that. You're going CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole. I mean, I'm not going to go like in depth, but
Okay.
you're piling on these high maintenance names all the while. You're just continuing to make Cody. You're pushing them away, and then it got to the point where Tony Khan didn't need Cody anymore. So this is pretty much what the statement was
Mm.
AEW, they felt they lost Cody because Khan doesn't need Cody anymore.
Yeah.
WWE got Cody because they need.
Mm. Well, I feel like AEW should have kept Cody over um, the Young Bucks, and I don't know about Kenny Omega. Um,
No, I bet you
but it,
from their stance, I bet you they make more money off of the Bucks and
well,
Omega.
it's a it's a flashy thing. It's a
It's the indie world.
well, yeah, the indie world, like, well, I guess there are those kinds of fans as well. And it's like I would listen to some fans, some indie fans, just through podcast and
Mhm.
like how they talk about like what a good match is, and it's always about moves.
Right.
And then it's like, people they lose their minds. He pulled it like a 730, whatever the fuck. I don't mean spins you can do in the air. He pulled this off. Oh, he pulled that off. And then, to go from this move to that move, like holy shit. Like so people there are people who really appreciate that. I felt like Cody was trying to ground that,
Right.
and it obviously didn't work. Um,
Right.
but he went, dude. Like once again, we're still not talking about the match as much. Um, but I would like to say that Cody literally elevated himself by coming back, and
Mhm.
also by just it's like on the WWE stage. Not only did he do the cartwheel with the Stardust.
Right.
Like
Right.
it was like this was Cody that was not afraid. This was Cody that um was no longer living in any sort of fear
Right.
of his previous gimmicks or how it would come across. It was just like
Yeah.
boom,
He
like
had he had control.
yeah, that's right. And it was like really just watching someone get over.
Yep.
It's like WrestleMania, being at WrestleMania helped him, and it was
Hmm.
just perfect. He fucking nailed it. And so
Like even knowing that it was going to be him,
yeah.
and I mean there's still that uncertainty, but you knew.
But yeah, it
And then
was.
when it happened, it was like instant goosebump.
Yes, yes,
Like,
and you said I remember you talking about it's like, well, there's no storyline between the two, so it's going to be more difficult for them to tell a story in the ring. And not only did they do that, but they put on like that's the thing. There wasn't a shit ton of flashy moves. There was some flashy moves, okay? There was some
oh
new
right,
age in
right,
there, which was great. But it can belong at a grand stage like WrestleMania.
right.
It's like if you do this every day, it just it's like super kicks with the Usos. If you have
Hmm.
these flashy matches, these flashy moves, every Raw or every SmackDown, it's just it's lost its luster. And
Right.
I felt like if you're gonna have that anywhere, this was a perfect place to have it. And I still feel like you don't have to have a lot of moves. which, when we get to Austin's match, I will talk about. Um, I they did have flashy moves. They were very quick. I
Yeah.
caught Seth Rollins' call for a tackle, and he
Yep.
received a tackle not even a second later,
Yeah.
or he delivered a tackle to Cody. And I'm
Right.
like,
Yep.
holy shit, at the speed that these people work at and the shit that they execute at that speed,
Hmm.
uh, I can't help but just be in awe. And to me, it was really solidified at the end. Like, uh, I didn't write the moves down. They did, but I mean, they landed everything. It's like they rehearsed this so much, you know, and they're that good. I don't know what else to say outside of the fact that when he got those jabs in the elbow, um,
Oh, you heard his ribs, and he was selling his ribs.
that's right, that's right.
Like
Yes, they were still telling a
people,
story. Yes,
right? People say that WB it's not professional wrestling.
it's
Watch
not.
that match.
It's not
Watch
what
that match.
wrestling?
Professional.
Professional. No, it's like dude, I think it's all professional,
But
man. It's like these guys are incredible athletes, but there's a difference,
I'm just saying,
like
like, because that's the whole beef between AEW and WB is like AEW is like just constantly berating this is professional wrestling. This is
it's not.
professional. And now I don't know if you've seen, but like AEW, well, I'm bringing off topic, but
Hmm.
um, Chris Jericho's in his new gimmick is that he's the sports entertainer
Oh,
of he's the sports entertainment of AEW,
yeah.
and so it's kind of like a jet, but this was a freaking this was a freaking this was this was a great match, and it's like I don't get into the I don't know. It was just and like the thing is like when you said that it looked like they rehearsed this over and over. I don't think it didn't feel like that way to me. It felt genuine.
No,
You
it
know,
just they were so smooth, man. That was the thing.
right, right. And I think when you make it look like that, it's way better than making it look like it's been rehearsed over and over. Because then you're seeing the movie before you read the book, kind of thing. You already know
Yeah.
what's gonna. Whereas this, you had no idea what was going. The move sets and that's how you do a freaking move set. Like these guys did their moves, and had those moments, but they were all moves of their own character.
Hmm.
It wasn't just a bunch of the moves that everyone does. So, but yeah, overall, this ring, I mean, you give anything that gives you goosebumps. I think
Yeah. This was it for me,
I,
man. This was I don't want to spoil the other ones. So
huh,
this was definitely a five toilet paper roll for me. This was the shit.
yeah,
It was good. Like there was a lot of emotion involved as well.
hmm
So I don't know, man. Yeah,
yeah.
that's all I gotta
I can't
say.
wait. I mean, WB has a great, like Cody is a great storyteller, and that's what WWE story.
I think he's gonna help. There's not all the time that I liked him in AEW though. So,
Well,
um,
we'll we'll see what goes on.
well,
Cody's
yeah,
not trying to go over everybody. I don't know. We'll see.
well, either way,
It's not his roster or his people that he's paying to.
that's right.
So, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's good
he's
to have
he
it's good to have him back. And yeah,
he no
yeah.
longer has to be the person that everybody knew comes in and fights with to give him some credibility.
Hey, he doesn't. He's coming in and he's owning it.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's it from us on that one. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Damn, that's a lot of cleanup. We need call the plumber. Call the son of a plumber. Call the son of a plumber. Because we did dang got to clog the toilet.